you're welcome. If it's 1 o'clock on Thursday, it's usually Think Tank Thursday, and today we've got a webinar, and so I'm really excited for you to be here. We're having a little bit of technical opportunities, and so we're juggling those. I'm excited to tell you that I'm live. I'm Beth Stanley with TrainerTainment. I've got the TrainerTainment team here with you online, and I'm live with one of our team members, Vivian, here in Davie, Florida. We're at Spares, and we're with a great sales team. We're in our 2-day kickoff launch, and we've got birthday party champions and operations folks and group salespeople, and I think they love this topic, and we love being here with you all, and can't hardly wait to get started. I am real excited to welcome our partners to the webinar. We couldn't do all that we do without the great relationships that we have in the marketplace. And so I want to recognize Simnox and Embed and Redemption Plus and Betson and Delta Strikes and Roller and Creative Works and Schaefer Distributing. I do have friends here from Embed. They've been a terrific card partner of choice. As a matter of fact, here at Spares, I think you guys have the Embed card system on your video games. Isn't that right? Say yes. All right. Awesome. Anthony, take it away, buddy.
How you guys doing? I'm Anthony. I am a sales representative for Embed out in, I'm based in Texas. So my region covers practically the Midwest. Been with Embed for about almost 3 years now. I'm glad to be here. Something that as a salesman here at Embed, prospecting is a huge part of my day-to-day. So something that I've learned throughout my time here at Embed and through my sales career is that there are applications out there that make prospecting that much easier and tools that you can take advantage of. And one of the biggest tools I use is Google Alerts and alerts to get notifications of any keywords that come across in my industry. And that's something that I've taken on and got after to make sure that I'm getting all the leads and prospects that I need. So that's just something that I do as a salesman here at Embed that makes me, feel like I'm a pro and being able to be successful here at Embed. So appreciate everybody joining, and I appreciate being here.
Thanks, Anthony. That's wonderful. Really appreciate that tip. I see Danny Grewing here from Creative Works. We're about to see a lot of Danny. If you're not signed up for Amusement 360, is it too late for them to sign up, Danny?
There are a couple spots left.
Oh.
We've already hit record attendance, and we're going to be closing it probably tomorrow night. So if you're interested, check out the website, amusement360.com.
I'll be there. Danny's been partners. Danny, it does feel like every single one of you folks that work at Creative Works are our friends and our partners, and they are kindred spirits in education. That's why I'm pretty pumped about the 360 event coming up. Danny, what would you say to this group today about spending a few minutes learning how to be a sales pro?
Well, I'm glad everybody's here. I'm a firm believer in continual education in this industry, or any industry for that matter. And when it comes to learning tools and tactics, all of you are going to learn some great things today that will help you book more birthday parties, book more corporate events, book more lock-ins, all the different types of sales bookings that you're going to make. And as part of that process, one of the things that makes that process easier is being able to offer really good attractions as part of your group packages, as part of your sales packages. And that's where we like to come in. So we provide immersive attractions for the entertainment industry, whether that's laser tag arenas, mini golf courses, escape rooms, virtual reality, and a whole lot of stuff. So if you're interested in learning more about how to make your sales process easier, because you got some really fantastic attractions, check out our website at wearecreativeworks.com.
Thanks, Danny. I really appreciate it. And I'm handicapped with my technology today. Candy, do I have other partner representatives that are on the line that I need to give a shout out to?
You have Roller.
Hey, Roller, welcome. Hey, Josh, is that you?
It is. Hey, Beth, how's it going?
I'm good. Also, a kindred training spirit. Josh is so fanatical about guest service. I love to hear anything that he's got to say, and we're just thrilled about our partnership with Roller this year. Thanks for coming, Josh.
Thanks, Beth. It's it's great to be here. If anyone wants to learn about removing friction from your guest experience and how Roller's technology can help you do that, that can help increase your birthday party sales by making it easier on your guests when it comes to booking, and then much easier on you as the operator to be able to manage all those bookings, whether it's birthdays, group events, or just your general admission as well. So we're really glad to be here and to help use technology to remove friction that helps to enhance the guest experience.
Thank you, buddy. Okay. Well, let's go, guys. I'm excited that y'all are here, and let's spend a few minutes. Let's spend a few minutes talking about being a sales pro. You know, I had the great fortune of writing a book in 2019, released it in 2019, and interestingly enough, you know, I call it People Buy from People, how to connect personally in an impersonal world. And who knew in 2020, we would not only get less personal, we would have to stay away from each other. And I feel like I need to write would it be what's a prologue is before? I need to write an epilogue of what I've learned since, but I wrote the book because I really felt like, people could really improve their financial future and their freedom if they chose a career in sales. And I was fortunate enough that the lady who wrote the intro for my book, well, I would consider her my mentor, Nancy Starr, she quoted Robert Louis Stevenson as saying that everybody lives by selling something. And it's interesting, you may not believe that, and you may not think, well, I'm not a very good salesperson. I hear that all the time. But if indeed everybody lives by selling something, maybe you could improve your own communication skills or your own sales ability by taking a few tips from the book. I do think that as parents, we're trying to sell our kids on making good choices. As teachers, you're probably selling students on doing their homework. As a pastor, you know, all the good things we're supposed to be doing. A politician, we're probably trying to sell ourselves in order to get a vote. So I do think that all of us kind of fit in some sales pro system. I know I had the opportunity to sell lemonade and Girl Scout cookies and Tupperware, all the way to what we're doing now. Vivian, did I miss where's there we go. So what I want to do is I want to see where you are. If you would, and some of you may have taken this test or assessment, this will take just a minute or two. So if you take your phones and take a picture of this QR code at this point and answer just a very few questions, you're going to find out kind of where you are. Yeah, it's there in your workbook too. You're going to find out where you are on the sales, what would you call that, on the sales level. And I will admit to you that even though I had the algorithm written for this test, many times I still come up as a sales amateur, which frustrates me to no end. But I think part of it is I always feel like I'm growing. So I'll give you a minute to answer those few questions. Oh, it was probably a different word. It's probably
It's in the workbook. It may not be page 9.
Yeah.
It was probably from
a seminar, not from your physical workbook. I have people here on site at Spares who have the book and the physical workbook. So we were kibitzing a little bit here. Did any of you take the test? If you just want to put it in your chat box, did any of you take the test prior to coming to the webinar today? And I shouldn't say test, I should say assessment. You just type in your chat box whether or not you took it. All right, very good, very good. as you're taking it, I'd love you to look this quote over. The difference between a reservationist and a salesperson might be a six-figure income or an hourly wage. And so it's important to think about kind of where you are on the sales spectrum. How's that? And see what you can do about improving that.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're on a different.
Yeah,
side
that's
here.
right. That's right.
And six-figure income would be the result of a compensation and incentive program, correct?
Absolutely. A commission program or a bonus structure. Mhm. People often ask me about how would I compensate sales reps. And so my strategy, and Jerome can speak to this because it's the way we pay him as well. My strategy is to make sure that I get the base salary covered with sales. So as a simple example, if a sales rep makes for round numbers, if a sales rep makes $50,000 base, I would not begin to pay a commission or a bonus until they had done somewhere between 5 and 10 times their base. So 250 to 500,000 would be to cover their base, and then you could employ a commission and or a bonus structure. And if you want more information, if you're listening here and you want more information than that, you can go out to TrainerTainment.net and just book a call. We'll be happy to consult with you on that. I have a simple double strategy that is pretty cool. And I think very motivating to a salesperson and to the business growth. All right. I hope you've finished your assessment. I will poll the people here in the room. And Jay, I think you have a poll for the people online so that they can list what they did. So if you'll implement that poll at this time, and do you have that, Jay?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see what comes up. And what happened here? How did you test out? Raphael? A reservationist. So Raphael, just for y'all to know, he is he's an operations manager. Matt, were you able to get online to get the test? Didn't get it. Corinna, did you get finished there? Not yet? Not yet. Janelle, did you do it? Okay.
I was trying to get from the bowling.
From the bowling counter that you're selling from the bowling counter. And that's probably perfectly right. And there's nothing wrong at all with being a reservationist. It's just a lower level of sales than what a sales pro would be. So, Jay, can you show us the answers and see what they voted on? Oh, good. So we had 8 people take the assessment. So 75% of the people tested as sales amateur and 25% tested as sales pro in the making. Dadgummit, I need to go work with those people because I always think I'm a sales pro in the making. And how did I make the questions and I still come up as a sales amateur? This is a terrific assessment. It can be found on our website as well. And if you are trying to check the sales ability of people that you have in your center, or maybe you're trying to think about promoting somebody, then it might be a great assessment for you to share with them. So what do I think?
I'll drop the link in chat.
Do what?
I'll drop the link in chat so they can share it with the team members.
Perfect, Jay. Thank you so much. So what do I think the steps are in order to know and follow in order to become a sales pro? What I would tell you is that first you have to own it. You have to own the fact that, hey, this is what I mean to be. This is who I am. You got to live it, right? You got to learn it. You got to be obsessed with all the things that you can learn in order to get better and better. I don't know any profession that puts as many people to work in a sales position without education or a degree or even a high school course. You know, they think if we can talk good, we should be in sales. And it's just not how it is. And then finally, I think you really ought to love it. You know, quite frankly, I think whatever you do, you ought to love it. You work a whole bunch. And if you don't love what you're doing, it's going to be pretty hard. When I talk about owning it, one of the first things that kind of strikes me is that that a lot of people try to hide the fact that that's the job that they're in, that that's their profession, that that's their career. And they come up with kind of funny names. Now, account representative, like, I don't know, or account manager, that just sounds like I have an account and I'm managing that account. It doesn't sound like I'm really selling anything. And I think it's a tricky way to label yourself. And I think it's hard for other people to understand what you do. I want to tell you something. If you want to call yourself a sales goddess or something like that, I'm probably more pumped about that. And a lot of times people want to change that name because they have a smarmy uncle that wears a plaid jacket and shows up at Thanksgiving and he's like, I got a deal for you. He's a used car sales guy. And so it makes it bad, right, for the rest of us, because that's how people view salespeople. And I don't think that's how you have to be. I mean, if you own it, you simply say, I'm a sales specialist. There's nothing wrong with that title. I think great salespeople are obsessed with helping others. I think great sales is helping others. And I think that's a pretty noble thing to be. If you see this, this person says guest experience guru. Well, I think that's fine. If what you do, Shalisa, you are a guest experience guru, right? You're that liaison and between sales and operations. And when the event gets here, you're supposed to make it great. So that might be a great title for you. But for the salespeople, for the Matts and the Karinas that are in the room, a better title would be new business development, right? That says, this is what I'm at the business of. I'm a new business development person. I think that salespeople that own their position and then really live it on a day-to-day basis, that they get it, that the sky's the limit. They can name their own salary. They can decide who they want to be and what they want to do, and they can go for it. Right. I'm an entrepreneur and I own my own company, and all that I always ever did before this is to be in sales. And I feel like I was very entrepreneurial. Janelle, I worked for you guys a long, long time ago. I owned my position, didn't I? I was very, very entrepreneurial. And I think sales gives you that opportunity. Now, I think you have to be good at goal setting. I think you have to be really good at taking initiative and deciding, this is what I want, and I'm going to go for it. And I want to tell you something. There's a lot of joy and a lot of disappointment, right? Salespeople, we work with salespeople, and it can be so interesting because, and I've done it myself. I just didn't feel like it. I needed a mental health day or whatever. And that's okay. But if I work in the kitchen and I say, oh, I just can't do it today, I'm just not up to it, and the pizza's still got to be made. If I were running my sales career that way, which I've done at times, I'd be plumb out of business. And so living it means living it all the time, setting your strategies, setting your goals, and keeping up with that, being very, very consistent. Consistency is a tough thing. Life has its own ebbs and flows, and a consistent strategy is what will make the biggest difference in living a big sales life, in setting your goals and being able to have everything that you want. So I definitely think you have to keep learning. In my book, I talk about taking responsibility for your learning. Like, if you could never say, Well, nobody ever told me that. Okay. In sales, I'm telling you, I can give you in my book, I bet I list 12 other books to go and read because I think that that's important. I didn't say it. Lots of other people have said it. Maybe Jim Rohn, maybe Zig Ziglar. Learners are earners. And that's absolutely true. Whether you're in operations or sales, if you're going to be a sales pro, you're going to have to be obsessed, I think, with how do I do it better? What can I tweak? You know, I read a lot of stuff and I don't use everything I read. I don't agree with everything I read. I've been to a lot of seminars and I can't even remember what I think I know and what I borrowed from somebody else and kind of integrated it into the way that I do things. One of the things that we have available is that we from the People Buy from People book and just from our history of sales coaching at TrainerTainment, we've implemented the Sales Pro system. And in the Sales Pro system, it's we think that any one of the 8 strategies here, these little tabs that you see, if your mindset is off, if you don't have the right tools at your disposal, if you're not prospecting, connecting, qualifying, closing, or you're struggling with goal setting or the proper communication, then we think you could pull one of those little tabs out and just work on that one thing and learn more and practice more and be more. And it would absolutely take your sales ability up. So I love these guys here. I've been spraying them in the face with fire hose for about a day and a half, and but they still want more. Yes, they're trying hard to keep their eyes open. We ate pizza at lunch. So, lastly, I think you ought to love it. Honestly, I think that whatever you do, you ought to be happy with what you're doing. This is so crazy, but when I drive through a toll booth. Y'all must think this is the silliest thing you ever heard. But when I drive through a toll booth and it's obvious to me that person is delighted to be there, I'm so happy because you know what? I don't want to work in the toll booth. And I'm super glad there's somebody that wants to do that. You know, I feel the same way about like trying to be a dentist or a math teacher. Like I would not love that. But for people who do love it, I love to be in their presence. I really, really, really do. So if you take a job in sales and employ the own it, learn it, live it, love it strategy, I don't think that there's anything that you can't do. When you think about the Pareto principle, it's that whole thing where an Italian economist discovered that 80% of all the land in Italy was owned by only 20% of the people. The same thing can be about the career in sales because there's a lot of evidence that 80% of most of the money is made by 20% of the people who are in sales. You just think about the fact that right here in your organization, you have 2 dedicated sales pros, right? Here at Spares. And you have 65 total employees. Well, 2 is way less than 20%. And so it's a noble profession. There's not as many of us as there are everybody else. And I think that a strategy of getting behind these 4 concepts could make you realize a life that you really, really, really can love. So listen, I've said it before. I'm going to always say it again. Great selling is about helping other people. People really do buy from people, and literally you could be that person that they're buying from. I know there are a couple of people around the table that don't see themselves as salespeople. Raise your hand if you don't see yourself as a salesperson. 3 people are in operations. I've been banging them over the head for 2 days if they're all in sales. So I have a opportunity to do a presentation in the next little bit about everybody selling or unselling. I think that's at Bowl Expo. And if you want to see that next rendition of how to do that, we certainly invite you to that session. Okay, so what's next for you? What I think is that if you keep practicing and keep learning, your sales ability is going to go up. What I mean by that is I have learned more from people who did not buy from me than I have from people who did buy. One of the things I think that helps you on a professional, on a sales pro level, is to ask people, thank them that they bought from you and find out why they bought. And especially when they don't buy, thank them for their time and ask, may I know, did you choose someone else? Is there anything we could have done to earn your business? Find out why people didn't buy from you. It's a hard thing to think about, but I'm telling you, when you can do that, oh my goodness, you'll learn more about how to sell better to the next person, right? I think that if you will utilize the Sales Pro system, and if you want to know more about that, we've got I shouldn't get ahead of myself. That's what I always do, Vivian. We've got a special for you. I've mentioned the book and the workbook, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. Join a group sales coaching certification program. We have a new group coaching that if you want to get together with 5 to 8 other peers from other locations, we've got that system available. Sonia and Jerome would love to talk to you about that. You can go out online and you can say, hey, set me up with a call so I can learn more about that. And engaging, there's a whole lot to be said about peer mentorship. And we think that group coaching certification program can really help you. So would love to have you fill out a survey. Jay, you've got a link, I think, to drop in the chat box. We're it's very short, and we're very interested in understanding what was good, what we could have done better, and honestly, from a webinar perspective, how else can we help you with your learning? I think I promised a special, so I'll thank our sponsors first. Again, Josh, Anthony, Danny, great to have y'all here in person, and for all the other folks that are our industry sponsors, we really appreciate your friendship and your sponsorship. There they all are. There we go. I'm going to give you a little bit of personal homework. The people sitting here with me, they already know it. They have their signed copies of their book, and they have their personal development and homework out there in front of them. So I want to tell you, I wrote the book, People Buy From People, but my team was brilliant and came up with this workbook combo section. And the reason we did it, the reason we made this workbook is there's so often times that you read a book and you think, oh, I'm going to do that, and that. And you put the book, that's the workbook. Yeah. You put the book up on the shelf and then you mean to do something and you don't get it done. Today, Jay, how long is this code? Oh, it expires April 30th. Okay. If I just look at my screen, I can see. So this is a $20. Yeah, this is a $20 savings. If you'd like to have the book and the workbook combo, it's $30. And you go out to our website, go purchase that on our website, not on Amazon. And then use the code PEOPLE, all capital letters. So you have just a minute really to get that. And so I would definitely go get that now. It'll help really build your knowledge. It'll give you a strategy for how to take action. And I believe really improve your results. I wouldn't be talking about it if I didn't think it would help you. I'm excited to share that our COO, Candy Kelly, is going to be doing our next webinar in June. So June 8th. This is so exciting. Candy, this is maybe one of her favorite topics. And she's going to be talking about powerful, positive language. I believe you can already sign up for this webinar online currently. Candy, you want to just give this little webinar a plug? I know how excited you are about providing this material to our people.
Yeah, it's 2 days after my birthday. So for my birthday present, all of you should sign up and come to it.
I like it. And send gifts, right?
But no, there are a lot of words. I did it right then. I used the word just. And so there are a lot of words that we unconsciously use that minimize us, our power, or successes, or our wins that we do all of the time and do not realize it. And so just looking at different ways that we can rephrase things that we are already saying in a way that does not diminish what we accomplish and who we are.
I love it. Thank you. I can't hardly wait. I can't wait. And then just with the final, maybe, I'm telling you, I'm technology hampered today. Viv, I can't. There we go. I want to thank you all, and I should have thanked you all who've joined us. It's really for you, and it's really about you that we do this work, and we appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your Thursday. Hope you found value in it. These are the ways to contact us. We would ask for you to sign up for our newsletter if you're not getting that, and we promise to spam you no more than about 3 times a week or less, or not spam.
See, positive language. It's not spam.
Communicate.
Good communication.
We
I already
educate.
I already changed that language.
There you go. Educate, communicate, entertain even. We'll do that 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes more, sometimes less. We have Think Tank Thursdays. Has Josh already been on, or is he coming on?
He has been on. His next one is scheduled for May, I think 4th. I'm looking at my calendar now. I just scheduled John Keys from Embed to come on. Danny's going to come on from Creative Works to talk about his own mastermind. I got Redemption Plus scheduled. So we got a lot of our sponsors covered. I got a bunch of schedules this week. So I'm a little overrun and don't have it all straightened out on my schedule yet.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Think Tank's way fun. It's usually 15 or 20 minutes, and we stream it live on Facebook, and you can always watch it later as well. Again, we're you know what, I talked about being a sales pro today. And what we really want to sell you on is the value of education and growth. We're passionate about helping people grow. We're only interested in working with people who want to be extraordinary. So thank you for being here with us. We know you must be those kind of folks. So are there any questions, anything that I can help with, clarify? There we go. Mouse is working this way. All right. I guess we've answered all our questions. Any of you guys here live? Anybody have any questions here? Jerome, you had something?
Yeah. I'd just like to welcome anybody who's on the call. If you'd like to reach out, I'd love to, chat with you and see if there's anything we can do to help with you. We have a lot of great programs that can help you grow and become better, and that's what it's all about. So schedule a call with me. I'm pretty accessible. My email is jerome@TrainerTainment.net. Just give me a call, shoot me an email, and let's chat.
There you go. Spoken like a real sales pro. How about that? we practice, guys. We don't do anything that we don't try to teach anything we don't do. So have a great Thursday, and I really appreciate you joining us for our free webinar series. We'll see you back again in June.
Introducing Mobile Wallet, the next gen in cashless fueled by Embed. Your virtual game card is added to the mobile wallet with no app download required. Just scan the QR code, then create your account in the mobile portal. Guests can do a quick reload of their game cards anytime, anywhere without leaving the game. They can also skip the kiosk and cashier lines, and there's no need for a balance check machine. With advanced security and encrypted tech, Embed's mobile wallet is the only FEC business solution compliant and approved by both Google and Apple.